Welcome back to another video. In this module, we'll be focusing on how to sell your business with a higher price and with less risk to the buyer. To sell your business, convince the buyer that you have a team that can run the business well after the transaction. The idea for people to buy a business is that they can ease into that business without any tinkering or working in the business. You'll also need to prove that your management team is locked into staying with your company after the acquisition. Next, you need to calculate your company valuation. There are several ways to do that, and in this video, we'll really only cover two. The first is enterprise value, or EV, over earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, or EBITDA. The second way is P over E, or price to earnings ratio. Both of these formulas are under business valuation multiplier. The EV over EBITDA formula is broken down to, again, enterprise value over its earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, while P&E, or P over E, stands for price to earnings ratio. We'll talk more about it in the next module. I'll see you there. So how do you sell your business for a 4x to 12x multiplier? And what's a multiple anyway? A multiple measures some aspects of a company's financial well-being, determined by dividing one metric by another metric. The metric in the numerator is typically larger than the one in the denominator. A multiple works in a way that it is a measurement of risk. The inverse or reciprocal of a multiple shows the current return on an investment. So the higher the multiple, the less risk a buyer perceives in the transaction, and the more likely they'll pay more for the investment. For example, the inverse of a 4x multiple is 25%. For a buyer to require a 25% return on an investment, the business may not be growing or is in a tougher, more capital-intensive industry. Either way, a general interpretation is that this investment is pretty risky. In comparison, the inverse of a 12x multiplier is, get this, 0.08%, meaning that the buyer would be willing to pay 7 times only if the investment is much less risky. Okay, how to evaluate your business. A multiple is calculated as multiple equals performance metric A over performance metric B. A multiple can be used to show how much your business is worth in the market and how much you'll be able to make by selling your business away. For example, using the P over E ratio, if you plan to sell your company at 12x multiplier, how much will the price be? Or how much should your company be earning before you sell it away? The price of the company can be estimated by multiplying the annual earnings of the company by the multiplier of 12. Simple maths, but this formula can only be used as a rough estimation of how much your business is worth. However, a more precise way of doing it will be using the EV over EBITDA formula. It's used to measure the cash flow available to the firm or business. EV to earnings before interest and taxes, also referred to as EV over EBIT, is used for less capital-intensive companies with a smaller depreciation and amortization expense. All multiples act as a single number that analysts can multiply by some financial metric to determine the relative value or worth. With the EV over EBITDA formula, you'll be able to make comparison between you and your competitors who are doing similar types of business. After the business valuation, chances are your business is not worth as much as you expected it to be, or your business does not have a healthy earning history. So in the long run, the company might not be able to earn more than what you're already earning now. Increasing your company's worth before selling. How can you solve this alarming problem? Will you still be able to sell your business? Here's how you can turn the whole situation around by following these 7 steps. Step 1. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Set a target value on how much you want to sell your business for, and with a realistic time frame. For instance, if $5 million is a 12x multiplier, this is how you should be thinking. I want to sell my business for $5 million in 2 years' time. Find out how much your company needs to make annually to achieve your goal of selling your business away for $5 million. How can you achieve it? By driving in more sales, delivering more value, and having a higher profit margin. Step 2, bring in more sales. Create recurring revenue. Why isn't your business making money? Is it because your products or services are not fulfilling customers' expectation? Or could it be lack of sales? If it is, hire a sales team and a marketing team. The sales and marketing team's aim is to bring in more revenue for the company, increasing the annual earnings of the company. Have a manager for each team to manage their progress, and each of them is to report to you on a weekly basis. They should also propose ways to bring in more potential clients and maintain existing customers. Improving the customer's experience with the company is to make them raving fans of your company, and you need that kind of free press. Step 3, cash flow is king. A buyer will only buy or invest into, and in your buyer's eyes, buying in your company is a form of investment. They'll only buy into your company or your business if your company is able to help them make more money. So you should improve your company's financials before selling it. Generate positive cash flow by driving in more sales because cash flow is king. To make your business a valuable and sellable asset, your company should have a history of making a healthy profit. Why profit and not revenue? Because profit is the bottom line of your business. If your company's annual revenue is high, but the profit is low, this shows that your business is not very profitable, and no one in their right mind would buy a non-profitable business. Step 4, management is doing things right. The leader is doing the right things. Having an automated system to keep your business going even when you're away is a huge advantage. Put yourself in the buyer's shoes and look and think from their point of view. If you were the buyer, would you prefer to buy a business and work hard for the rest of your life, or buy a business that will run itself and make money for you? Obviously, the answer is clear. So you need to form a management team to manage and lead your employees instead of you managing them. Step 5, make them stay. Once you've found the suitable manager or leader, tell them your plan of selling the business. At this point, you might feel that you're betraying your fellow employees of the management level, but in life, everyone has different priorities, and you want to have freedom and some quality time with your loved ones. But you can't afford to let your management level employees leave the company because they're the leaders of your company, the ones who keep your business running smoothly even without your presence. They're the reason that you're able to sell your business at a higher price. Here's where you launch a long-term incentive plan for the key management, with a one-time special bonus in the event of the sale of your business to keep them in your company, and more importantly, to prove that the management team is locked into staying with the company after the acquisition. Step 6 is finding a broker. Now's the time to find a representative to help you sell your business. It's better for you to look for a business broker than any other broker. Your broker should appreciate what you've done to transform your business and recognize that you've done something special, that you deserve to be compensated at a higher rate, or in other words, to sell your business for more than $5 million. Contacting a broker is a wise choice, but what you also need to realize is that brokers typically charge a percentage of the proceeds of the deal in the form of success fee or commission. Step 7, after the acquisition. After selling your company or business, you'll be receiving a lump sum of money, and this is where you need to manage your personal finances very wisely. Steps on how to manage your sudden wealth increase will be discussed in the next module.